Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be checking out some concept art by Ralph McQuarrie. So we're going to be checking out his Empire Strikes Back artworks. I decided to do this because, as someone who also likes to draw, I wanted to sort of, have a look at some of these artworks because they are really inspiring and I like them, and I think a lot of people do. So here we are with the first one. We see Hoth and some Star Destroyers, 2 Star Destroyers there. And one thing I want to point out with this, is this is Empire Strikes Back, right? So you have to imagine that probably when he was doing the New Hope ones, the New Hope artworks, he didn't really know, he didn't have as much to work with, he had to sort of draw everything how he imagined it. But here, obviously, they knew what Star Destroyers were going to look like and everything, and obviously, you can see subtle changes, like the engines are blue in the movie, but, that's just a little detailed, But I really love how his art works, are sort of really polished. It's, obviously he drew some sketches and we can have a look at some of those later as well, but you can see, how he actually, it's actually painted, and the colors are really smooth and polished, there's his signature at the bottom there, just in case anyone's wondering. But yeah, again, the thing is, here, even Darth Vader, if you look at him, he looks pretty much how he looks on screen, more than A New Hope concept art, which we can have a look at later as well. And the whole command bridge, these 2 little bits that are sunken in, and all the officers, obviously the helmets actually of the officers are a little bit different, I think, and the suit, but obviously those are just little subtle differences, But this is one of those first scenes in the movie, Another command bridge, this time without Darth Vader. So again, super polished. Everything I said before. I love how he did the reflection in the floor, Basically, he did this really well. This one, this one actually really intrigues me, So, and I'll explain why right now, because obviously, you can see this is on Hoth, and, you recognize the Tauntauns, and the ice cave. They're sort of in like an ice cave, You can see this sort of bluish kind of color, But then there's grass here, And obviously, it makes sense that Tauntauns would be grazers, but it really, it's interesting that, because we never really saw any kind of spots that had greenery on Hoth, we saw it just as a sort of wasteland, a snow wasteland, but this is very interesting that, this was an idea, that there's grass here. Obviously, it makes sense that Tauntauns are grazers, but yeah. This is just really cool. And again, the sort of how he did the bluish kind of tinge to the picture, to make it look cold, You can see immediately it's like an ice cave. This again, so this is... let me just get close. Let me see. Yeah, I think... so this is Chewie and this is Han. So they are... I would guess this is Han, just because of Chewie here. And they seem to be, obviously they're walking through Hoth, and these are some kind of, these missile-shaped structures. I would guess they're sort of native Hoth settlements or rebel settlements rather than Imperials things. They're sort of in the shape of like missiles, and like one of those World War II kind of drop, bombs. But yeah. Again, it's really nicely done. Okay, so so here we've got a new character that was really introduced in Empire Strikes Back. Well, new character. It was new robot, a new sort of, the Imperial probe droid. And again, he looks pretty much exactly like what we see on screen. Just been watching the Empire Strikes Back again recently, and yeah, it looks pretty much like that. And the way it sort of floats, in the sky. It glides through the snow. It's really nice, really nicely done. So this one is Luke I think. I would say it's Luke. Yeah, so let's say Luke on the Tauntaun, you know, so that scene where he sort of comes up, you know, and you know, again, I love looking at these artworks because they're just, you know, so again, as someone who likes drawing, you know, and doing stuff like that, it's, you know, it's really interesting to see, and how he did the fur on the Tauntauns. He really did, you know, make sure that George Lucas's vision was, you know, he really knew what to draw, you know. Ooh, this one is a little bit graphic. No, but it's cool though. It's nice. So this is the Wampa, and looks like he's just. So this is probably obviously this is the one where the Wampa throws Luke off his Tauntaun and eats it. It's interesting, you know. You basically it's again, you know, the Tauntaun is actually a little bit more slender, I think, than in the movie, but it's in fact, it almost looks scarier in the movie. Like, I feel like in the movie it looks a little bit more fluffy and cute. Here it looks here it looks, you know, pretty scary actually. Like, if you look at the teeth and the bright eyes, this one's good. Okay, so yeah, this is Luke in the Bacta tank. I'm sure all of you can recognize these scenes that we've just gone through, but, you know, I like to sort of make things clear. So obviously this is definitely Leia. You know, you can recognize her by the buns. This is probably Han, and obviously the droid, the one who sort of is in control of the whole Bacta tank. It's interesting, he made it sort of orange, but he did this really well. Again, the fluid and everything, and the bubbles, you know, and Luke floating in them, sort of unconscious. So here we see, this is the base. It looks, he made it look really cool. It's like a very tall ceiling, you know. Obviously it's a hangar, so, you know, that's how it works, you know. It has to be tall, you know. But here we can see the side of the Millennium Falcon, you know, and he even painted some of these details inside. I love these details, the lights in the cockpit. It really makes it look alive and everything. And this is a really, you know, there's a bit of movement here. You know, this rebel soldier seems to be running to close the gates. Maybe it looks like maybe this is nighttime outside here. It's really cool. And another hangar bay, so just from a different perspective, but the Millennium Falcon is sort of in the same position, at least it seems to be. Okay, so this is the control center, like where with the little see-through kind of map here, and the rebels monitoring their surroundings, checking where the probe droids are landing, where the suspicious meteorites are. And we can see here for the first time, I think, in this video, C-3PO and R2-D2. Here they look exactly like, pretty much like the movie, which, you know, is cool. Another hangar bay, school. This time the Falcon is in a different position. Well, it's from a different perspective. So I think, actually, here it's kind of hard to see. Do you think these are Imperials or Rebels? I would say these are Rebels because of the cannon outside. This is the big ion cannon that shot at the Star Destroyers. These are definitely the Rebels. They look a little bit like Imperials though, with the hats sort of. They kind of remind me like the people that were basically controlling the AT-AT walkers. Speaking of them, here we have 3 of them. This is a nice one. This is a nice environment, and he actually did the ice here. It's really cool. And this is an example of one of his sketches, as you can see. So we can see here Darth Vader force pushing someone back. So that could either be Luke Skywalker, since they're alone, or maybe Han Solo, and this could be on Cloud City. This is one of them. This is a sketch of an Imperial Walker. It's just a sketch, but it's actually very close to the original, to the movie design. And this seems to be literally like a walk cycle of the Imperial Walker. So it's maybe it helped them with the stop motion. I mean, I'm sure it did. Yeah, this is even a colored sketch, so it looks very sketchy, but it's also colored very nicely with some kind of markers, I guess. So guys, this is where I'm going to end today's video. I do hope you enjoyed this little dive into Ralph McQuarrie's art. If you do want to see more of this, and if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free, and you can unsubscribe, and it really does help out a ton. But yeah, don't forget to comment down below as well if you have any ideas on what you want me to do next, or if you enjoyed this video, or just if you have some funny joke you want to share with us. But yeah, see you next time.